Michael Flynn plans to sell his Northern Virginia home to fund crippling legal costs of Russia probe. As stock prices plummet over news he's turned on Trump. Former National Security Advisor Michael Flynn is reportedly planning to put his Northern Virginia home on the market to offset the mounting legal fees associated with special counsel Robert Mueller's Russia probe. President Donald Trump's former top aide has increasingly been concerned about the crippling legal costs if he continued to contest the charges associated with the high-profile case, a confidant told ABC News. That same person said that Flynn decided to plead guilty to lying to the FBI about his contact with Russian officials during the presidential transition because in recent weeks he felt abandoned by Trump. Flynn is very angry, the confidant told ABC News Friday. He will cooperate truthfully on any question they ask him. Sources close to Flynn say the decorated military officer plans to sell the 2,118-square-foot home in Alexandria that he bought in November 2015 for $774,000. The house is estimated now to be worth about $811,837, according to real estate agent Redfin. The three-story home was built in 2005 and sits in the heart of Old Town Alexandria, which is not far from Washington, D.C. It comes complete with 2.5 bathrooms and 3 spacious bedrooms. The house has not hit the market yet officially. Flynn still owns a residence in Rhode Island. Flynn's plea shook political Washington, even as it sent Wall Street into a tailspin. The Dow Jones Industrial Average briefly dropped 350 points. Although it closed down only 41 points on the day to 24,231. On Friday it was also revealed that for weeks, Trump reportedly feared that Flynn would speak to the feds during their investigation into his administration, and the president even made a shady jab at his former aide during a Thanksgiving speech. The 71-year-old president began to fume privately that Flynn had turned on him as it appeared that the ex-aide would be making a deal with the feds. An administration official and 2 outside allies of Trump told the Daily Beast. Trump apparently felt betrayed about the fact that someone who he liked both personally and admired professionally, had possibly flipped, 2 of the sources said. Those same sources told Daily Beast that it appeared as though the president made a veiled jab at Flynn while speaking to members of the U.S. Coast Guard during his Thanksgiving speech. You never know about an ally. An ally can turn, Trump said, which the sources revealed was intended as a swipe at Flynn. You understand. You are going to find that out. Now, about a week later, Trump's alleged fears came true with Flynn. A federal statement of offense against Flynn states that a very senior member of the Trump transition team directed Flynn to reach out to foreign leaders about a UN resolution including Russia to find out where the leaders stood. Now that Kushner has been identified as that very senior member, the focus of the investigation moves even closer to Trump. Flynn has promised to testify against Trump, against members of his family, and others in the White House. The former trusted aide said he will provide full cooperation to special counsel Robert Mueller in his Russia probe after his stunning guilty plea in federal court Friday morning. Flynn reportedly caved in to plead guilty in the least 24 hours after mounting emotional and financial pressure. He also wanted to do the right thing for his country. He said in a statement, after over 33 years of military service to our country including 5 years in combat away from my family and then my decision to continue to serve the United States, it has been extraordinarily painful to endure these many months of false accusations of treason and other outrageous acts. A total of 4 aides to President Donald Trump are facing criminal charges in special counsel Robert Mueller's probe of Russian interference. Paul Manafort, amid reports about his past work for pro-Russian Ukrainian businessman, Manafort resigned as Trump's campaign manager in August 2016. He was charged in October with conspiring against the United States and money laundering on a gigantic scale, following an investigation by Mueller. Prosecutors have alleged Manafort and a business partner, Rick Gates, worked on behalf of pro-Russia factions in Ukraine, then laundered millions of dollars in profits for movement to the United States to evade taxes. Manafort is under house arrest after pleading not guilty to all charges in federal court. Rick Gates, Gates is another former aide to Trump who was referred to as being Manafort's right-hand man. He worked for Trump during the campaign and was a part of the post-election transition. He was charged along with Manafort with conspiring against the United States, money laundering on a gigantic scale, failing to register as a foreign agent, as well as making false statements to investigators in the special counsel investigation of Russian meddling in the 2016 presidential campaign. The indictment says Gates used money from the illicit accounts to pay for his mortgage, his children's tuition and interior decorating of his Virginia residence. Gates has pleaded not guilty and is under house arrest pending the outcome of the case in federal court. George Papadopoulos is a former foreign policy advisor to the Trump campaign. In October, he pleaded guilty to lying to the FBI about his communications with people who represented themselves as tied to the Russian government. He is cooperating with the special counsel investigation and awaiting sentencing in federal court. Flynn, the former military general, worked as Trump's former national security advisor. He pleaded guilty on December 1 to lying to FBI agents that he did not ask Russian Ambassador Sergei Kislyak to delay a vote on or defeat a pending United Nations Security Council resolution. Flynn has promised to testify against Trump, against members of his family, and others in the White House.